But yeah, man, listen, usually we do introductions like midway through or like towards the end and stuff. So I'm gonna start it from the beginning today. So yeah, man, just like however you want to introduce yourself, who are you? What do you do?
Okay, cool. What now?
Yeah, like
Okay. Yeah, so my name is Anthony, however you know me. I do music. Yeah, like known Leo obviously through Fight for Peace and the gym and so forth. Good guy, focused guy, good energy as always.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, this is all about you though, man.
What, so you're saying what? I've got a license to be vain.
Yeah, of course, man.
But nah, yeah, so yeah, I do music. I've been doing music since I was 13. I see myself like kind of generally like a all round creative. But at the moment I'm just trying to like get a project out. I released a visual as well from the project called On Top like last 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm trying to finish off the project. It's done, but I'm trying to like mix and master it at the moment now. Get that done. But as I said, for me, I see myself as an all-round creative because I did acting as well in uni, and that's what I'm trying to get back into as well soon. So
I don't think I knew that about you.
Yeah, I don't really like to kind of like, I don't know, I don't brag in it or just say I do this, I do that, and I prefer just to do it and then you'll see it kind of thing. So just try to keep my head focused really as best as you can because it's been a crazy couple of years, man.
Yeah, yeah. See, but acting in general, don't you think like in a weird way, like everyone's an actor?
If you allow yourself to think like that, because for me, I've kind of like, I have this kind of weird mentality where when I'm in situations, I think of it like a film. So if I'm in like a bad situation, I'm thinking, like, what would the character that I've maybe seen in the past film or show, like how would they get through it and stuff. Not obviously when you're going through it, you're actually going through it. So, but sometimes in hindsight, you think, right, like I came through that, you know. Or sometimes I said it when I'm going through it, I think of it like, right, this is just a part of the journey.
Yeah, that's interesting because it's almost like you get a different perspective on a situation just by putting yourself to be like a different kind of character. So you're
exactly.
seeing things from a different angle.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's like a really creative way of just understanding a situation in a whole different way.
And sometimes it makes it less heavy to deal with sometimes when you take yourself out of it, if you can anyway, because sometimes it's not easy. This life.
So speaking of music, yeah, I've got this question for you I wanted to ask you. Do you think people are conditioned to what type of music they listen to, or do you think they have a free will?
People conditioned to listen to music they listen to. You know, it is me personally. I think, I think I think me growing up in a household I grew up with my mum and my little sister. My mum kind of like was always open to like different music, and she would play different music in the house. Obviously, predominantly maybe like hip hop, R&B, like urban music, but my mum was always kind of like, I don't know, she would always listen to like say pop music or popular music, and even sometimes even like Coldplay and things like that. Like she wasn't closed off. So for me now, like when I listen to music myself, I'm not. Again, obviously I rap and I sing, isn't it? Like predominantly hip hop, but for me, I listen to all types of music. If people were to go through my library, you'll see like some, I don't know, questionable music. I've got like stuff like Britney Spears, Nelly Furtado, Coldplay, just different types of music, man. Like I think if you're a true artist, or people love to fling that word around, artist or musician, but I feel that if you genuinely love music, you shouldn't be conditioned to just listen to one type of music. I think as a human being, I think it stunts your growth if you allow yourself to just listen to one thing over and over again. Even these young kids that love off drill, I'm thinking like, geez, it's like. But as I said, I think it takes that one person to kind of like have that wider scope. And I think when I listen to artists that like say like for instance like a Dave, he dropped the project we're all alone in this together. And you listen to the scope of like different. It's not just rap and stuff. Like he's got people like James Blake on there. If people know about James Blake, and just I don't know, just a variety of music, and like even from time he says he was inspired by like singers like Lana Del Rey The Weeknd. Like people don't clock these things. It's like for me personally, the best artists are not conditioned to one type of thing or one type of genre of music. I think the best artists in general have a wider scope. And not even just forget even artists, I think just people who are eclectic minded or who have a wider scope of the world. Like I think just people who are not just conditioned by the surroundings, I think they have a wider scope. It's better, I feel. It's better. I'm not going to judge you, of course. Like we all have our tastes. But I just feel like it's better to like have a wider scope. I just think it makes you a better person.
But even in general, even drill music is like, it's funny because it's like it's got quite a few similarities with like grime.
Yeah,
Was
definitely,
like
yeah, definitely,
like
definitely
and stuff. But obviously the beats are different. And
it's
stuff,
for the youth, basically.
Yeah, but it's almost like the drill's not dying now. So you know how we used to have like certain wave would come through. There's a certain music wave. Everyone's like listening to it,
like garage.
Yeah, then it will just die out after a while. But drill's been like it's actually going strong. It's not even like going nowhere at the moment.
I definitely it's a moment, isn't it? Like obviously, I think people are kind of making careers out of being drill artists. But as I said, for me, I definitely see it as a young boys thing, because I think it's one thing. Okay, it's one thing to have like a genre of music, but for me, it's the content. Like I'm 30 now. Even saying that is crazy. Like so,
you just turned 30 recently as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So me listening to drill, it's like I need to get something out of the music. That's just. I've always been that type of person, innit? Like, it's cool maybe if you're in a fun setting like a rave or party. Of course, you don't want to hear like people talking about their woes and their troubles in a rave. Like it's depressing. But for me personally, I need to get something from the music. From like I call it life music. Something I can grow with, something I can learn from, something that inspires me, something that gets me out of my own head.
Like someone like J. Cole, Kendrick.
Yeah, exactly. Like those are the type of, as I said, for me, even a Dave, man. I see Dave as like a UK equivalent to like a Dave or Kendrick. Because of the level of intellect that comes with the music and someone that's wise beyond their years.
Yeah, I think Dave is like, he's super deep.
Yeah, like do you know it is? Because he said something before as well, like in an old interview, like to be a teenager, because when he started, he was young, innit? Like so to be a teenager and have people older than you listen to you is a weird thing. How can I be like 17 and I've got like 25-year-olds listening to me? Like it's like that's a powerful thing, you know. That's what I'm saying. It's like maybe a lot of people don't realize the power that you have with the microphone. Like, do you have any? You can literally spill all your thoughts, and then people that don't have any relation to you can relate to that. That's a weird thing.
That kind of highlights that you can be wise regardless of your age.
Age, 100%.
Like age does not define wisdom.
It doesn't define you, 100%, 100%. And I don't know. I just think. What type of music do you listen to?
I listen to everything. So when I say everything, apart from, you know, like
I hate people say I listen to everything.
No, but let me
drill phone, like.
Honestly, I listen to everything. But I think for me, it's just more of a mood thing, right?
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So, but I'm slightly weird. So what I mean by that is like, so no, let me just explain before you start laughing. So I'm slightly weird. Like I like depressing music as well. Okay. So like you know certain people that would class certain music as depressing. Yeah. Like for me, it gives me life. I don't have to explain it. It's like it doesn't make me more depressed. Yeah. It just makes me, you know what I was talking about earlier? Yeah. It's like it gives me a bit more like I feel alive kind of thing. That's what life is. Life is full of adversities and it's just.
Do you like Pot of Paper?
Yeah, I like Pot of Paper.
Why do you like Pot of
Paper? Because I think it's deep because he talks about like it doesn't necessarily just glamorize road life, but he also kind of says like that life is mad. That lifestyle is mad at the same time. The
duality of it.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird, but sometimes I feel like certain people as well, just artists in general, they've got like two sides of themselves as well. One is like the battling like the society kind of like standards, which is like cool. They have to be a certain type of character, you know, money, cars, whatever. And then the other bit is like they're actually quite deep, profound people that look into life in a deep kind of way, and they understand that the way that lifestyle they're coming from is not the right way to live life. So I kind of a lot of the times I see artists being caught in those kind of two different realities, and it's kind of weird because then they don't really get to, you know, kind of decide what path they want to take. Yeah. Like for instance, I think J. Cole, he's one of the artists like that's probably transitioned in the best possible way. of going through this whole thing, he was trying to like chase fame and all of that stuff. Then then after they said, you know what, I'm gonna be true to myself. He's like started dealing with social media completely differently. He jumped off of it. So he just And even the last album he put out, that's a masterpiece as well.
The off season.
Yeah. The off season. That's a masterpiece. But nowadays, music is just we've had Bills on the podcast, and we said like music just like it's like fast food.
Had who?
Bills. There's the guy called Bills. Yeah. So
what does he do?
So he does like he cooks. He's a chef.
Oh, okay,
and
sick.
He puts his content out and stuff.
Okay,
and
okay.
Watch it.
Yeah.
But he was a musician before, so he was an artist as well.
Okay.
And then he stopped doing that. But yeah, we were saying like, music's like fast food. It just gets consumed so quick, and there's more music coming
nowadays, yeah. Like that's the thing. I think sometimes is if you do music, sometimes it's very easy to sometimes fall out of love with it. If you're feeling like maybe you're putting your heart and soul into it, and you're not really getting a certain thing out of it. So it's a thing where like sometimes you have to reevaluate like why do you do music? Like for me, it's one of them things where it's a thing where you should be willing to do whatever you love. And I'm not just talking about music, I'm just talking in general here, but you should be willing to do what you love for free. Because I feel like it should be, it's like a service, not only for yourself, but I'm saying this to myself as well. Because sometimes it's very easy to forget, like I'm not some philosopher. Like I mean, we all go through these difficult challenges you have to kind of overcome in your mind, innit? But it's one of them things where you should be willing to do what you love for free, kind of, because it's like not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping those around you. These are things you have to think about in hindsight, innit? Obviously, because as I said in it, sometimes you could think, like I need to get that instant gratification. But I think I've had people, as I said in it, tell me music has helped them go through certain things. Or I had a guy like message me like, you're underrated. Like, I mean, I hope this. Like, you need to kind of get your due, your due your rewards kind of thing, or your due your, I don't know, just like your fruits in it kind of thing. So when people that has a sudden I don't know you, like it's just one of the ones where like it's like raw, like it's not falling on deaf ears kind of thing. Like I think it's a sudden you just have to kind of like remind yourself why you do what you do, because I think with music, for me personally, that just gets a load off my chest, and people relate to it, man. Like same way that I'm able to relate to certain artists, and I can tell like it's cathartic for them, but for the listener as well. It's a weird relationship with the listener and the artist. It's a weird thing because you can feel like you know someone you don't know. Like it's the music is. I don't think there's another like medium or. Like there's a way to express yourself that's as powerful as music. Like there's things that entertain you, like Netflix, TV shows, films that can take you out of your own world, and like things that help pass the time. Yeah. But in terms of like music, that connection, like just that, I don't know, man. Like,
do you get tired of music?
Sometimes I do. Yeah. Sometimes I do. Yeah. Sometimes like like in terms of maybe like sometimes you just hear the same thing repeated over and over again, or excessive materialism. Yeah. Like we all like nice things. That hoodie I told you is nice. Do you know what I mean? We all like nice things, like, you know what I mean? But it's like sometimes it's like there's more to life than just like rollies and it's like I don't know, man.
I mean, like if people didn't put value in it, then it would just be at peace.
Exactly.
It's nothing but just a material. That's why it's called material, because it's made out of materials.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I don't know. Like that's why I say for me, I have to listen to different types of music. Like, I like for me personally, I like melodic music. I like music with melody, because I always say I can't remember what it was. I think it was like an old Drake MTV documentary. I think it was when he was on the verge of releasing the first project, innit? Or first album, whatever. And his dad said something to him like, like, it's good to be, you can be a rapper, it's cool. Like, but kids, like, a child that's not even one will hum a melody. Like, let alone an adult. Do you know what I mean? So, like, melody is not constrained to, like, words. It's like, kids learn their first words through melody, like A, B, C, D, na, na, na. Yeah, I mean, like it's a melody like that's like timeless. Like when I die, when you die, that melody's still gonna be around.
Be there. And it's been there from time ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been there from time. I mean, so it's a thing where for me, when I hear melody, like I don't know, it's just a thing. But like it's I think the best music incorporates melody into it. Like it's not just rap or it's not just words. Like for me, melody is the most powerful part of music. That's why for me, when I write music, I start with the chorus. For me, the chorus is the most important part of the music, and I build everything around it. So
cool. So I'm gonna change the direction a little bit because obviously I know you're a musician and stuff, but on this podcast we go a little bit deeper than that, and I think you're more than just a musician, anyways.
Safe.
I've said that to you before, so
yeah, safe, man.
So I've got like a slightly different question. Like, do you think it's possible to be addicted to stress?
Oh, that's a crazy question.
Man, just slap you. Man, just slap you across the table with the question.
That's mad, but I'm driving on the motorway, and some car just comes and crashes into the okay, I think it's possible to be addicted to stress. Huh. I think so, because that's probably how workaholics are born.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
If you're a workaholic, innit, like it's different because I think nobody wants to be stressed, but nobody wants to feel like they have less. Or if you've come out, you know when they say people that have that mentality where if you're a millionaire, or if you come from not even millionaire, if you come from poverty and you're in a more comfortable position, you don't ever want to go back. So some people say like they have a fear of going back to where they've come from, so they can't take a day off. So it's a weird thing because you're literally probably addicted to stress. You're not probably chilling, not doing things to better your mental state or better you just being able to calm down and relax. But for you feel like to accumulate more, to do more is better, which is always the case.
But then
they say like, don't work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
But
isn't stress like self-inflicted or?
No, stress is not self-inflicted. I don't.
But where like, okay, cool. So where does stress come from then?
It can be it can be, of course, it can be self-inflicted. Like people that do road, that's self-inflicted. No one's like, well, some people are going out with a gun to their head saying you have to do this, but I think people who do road, it's initially a choice, and then it's a slippery slope you can't get out of. But for the most part, I don't think stress is strictly self-inflicted. I think you can have family stress. You could be born into poverty. You can be born into an abusive home. That's stress you didn't opt for.
That's stressful. Yeah.
So I don't think stress is strictly self-inflicted. I think it can be something you're born into as well, or just could be.
I guess you know what. So I guess there's different kind of stresses. There's stress which is like I have no control over it, which is like someone's trying to do something, or I'm born into a certain family that's causing stress. And I guess there's stress as well, which is like it doesn't have any of those conditions, external conditions. But like, let's say someone said something to me or whatever, and then I choose to kind of be stressed over certain things, sort of thing. So I guess there's like two different kind of like stresses that can be like within a person. I'm assuming, anyways, just based on this conversation.
How this is a bit personal, but I'm trying to think how to word this.
No, just ask it.
How have you dealt with the most stressful situations in your life?
So I think the first thing I'm gonna say is that I feel like everyone deals with it differently.
Yeah, facts.
I think for me, I just disconnect from everything.
Oh, okay.
So I would
would you say you're an introvert?
You know what? Yeah, because I've been on a journey of introvert, extrovert, and all of that stuff.
I think we all have during these past 2 years, bro.
Yeah. So I used to think I'm an introvert, and obviously introvert, like it just, some people say introverts are people that aren't social. Some people say it's where they get the energy from, and there's like loads of different ways of describing what introvert is. I think for me, I'll just say I'm just me. So like if I feel like I need to be by myself or whatever, that's me. I wouldn't call it being introverted or anything like that. If that's how people want to describe it, that's up to them.
I see you as someone that's very chilled, though, very mellow.
Yeah.
I think it'll take a lot for you to go wild. Like not even like say wild in a bad way. I mean just like, I don't see you as someone that just gets excited.
It would take half a bottle of written nephews, but but yeah, half a bottle of written nephews will get me there.
Yeah, I've always seen you as someone that's very mellow-headed, like very chilled, like very measured. Yeah, if I was to use a word to describe you, from the outside looking in, like, how old are you again?
I'm 29.
Yeah, so I just see you as someone that's measured.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're not rash.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think my thing is peace. I like peace. I'm a peaceful kind of guy.
I like the way you said that. I like peace.
Yeah, I like peace, man. And
you sound like a dad.
But you know what?
I like peace.
Bro,
Give me
but
peace.
it's so difficult. It's so difficult to get peace nowadays. Like in general, like in a world that's so busy and there's so
Facts,
much noise.
it's true, 100%.
And hence why sometimes I just go like, you know what? And this is how I get my peace. I disconnect from everything. Like no one's getting no responses. No one's getting no nothing. And it's not. I'm not saying that's the best way of dealing with it. But for me, it's just like cool. I might go out for a walk.
Is that a trait you need from a partner? Someone that wants peace. Because sometimes they say opposites attract. So would you say you're someone that I won't say looking for a partner, but if you find someone attractive, would that be a turner for you, or would you maybe see it as would you accept the person for who they are, maybe, or?
Yeah, I think relationships are always around, like, it's based on understanding who the other person is and communication and kind of like creating boundaries based on that. You know, like people, you know, someone will go like
creating boundaries in a relationship.
Yeah,
boundaries.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Need boundaries, bro. So what would you have a relationship with no boundaries?
No, but I'm talking about like, because if you're in a relationship now, like,
yeah,
I think relationship is like you share things. You don't create walls.
No, so like I might even like, so I might. It's not about a wall, right? So my boundary
that's what I thought of immediately.
Yeah, so my boundary might be like, cool. So
respect.
You know, maybe out of the 7 days, I need like 2 hours by myself. You know what I'm trying to say?
This is funny.
No, but this
is like, I feel like you're talking to a girl, like the contract's laid out. Okay, so I want peace. 2 hours.
No,
by
but
myself.
at the same time, the girl might have certain boundaries as well. Like she might not like every
But no,
single.
it's
let me put it this way: it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah,
every single person's got unwritten rules about
facts.
themselves.
It's true, especially from the
that's
past.
a fact.
Yeah.
And certain things doesn't matter how much of things like you trying to work out or whatever. Like something's gonna annoy you at the end of the day.
Facts.
That's why no relationship is perfect. That's why, you know, couples have fights and they, you know,
which are healthy, I think. I mean, sometimes to get maybe things out, because I think sometimes people, they, what do you call it? What's that term again? Beat around the bush. Like, I think the best relationships maybe are the ones maybe where you voice things out and you don't allow things to fester. Yeah. I mean, especially with people like getting married and stuff like that. I mean, you're getting things, small things like turn a mountain into a molehill. Yeah. When you like, it's like a snowball effect where like it starts off small, you just allow it to fester, and then it becomes a big thing. So I think, and as well, what you said there is true in terms of creating boundaries. Because obviously, I think a lot of us are probably have a lot of scars from our past, whether that's from family situations or relationship situations. And these things obviously mold you into the person you are becoming or who you are now. Yeah. So you're going to have boundaries. You're going to have things you don't like and things that will be what's the word, that term? Thing breaker, deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So boundaries is just something someone might end up crossing. So like, for instance, like almost everyone's got a boundary where like they don't want the partner to cheat. That's a boundary, bro. Everyone's got boundaries, innit? You know what I'm trying to say?
Can I ask you, are you a forgiving person?
That's a good question. I would say I'm kind of like in between. So I am and I'm not. Okay. So I think there's it's going back to boundaries again. So I think if someone crossed a certain boundary, like that I would never go back from. So I'll be, you know what, like that's it. Like you don't exist anymore. Damn. I know it sounds mad, but it's like you don't exist anymore.
You just dust.
You're just dust. So there's that.
Have you done that before?
Have I done it before? Yeah, like once or twice.
Have you had it done to you?
I don't think so. Maybe once. Yeah, maybe once or twice as well. I think I've been on the receiving end as well. But
did you deserve it?
Did I deserve it? Do you know what? I don't think anyone deserves anything. I'm gonna obviously that's not for me to decide. That's not for me to decide.
No, but in hindsight, just your opinion, innit?
Don't think I deserved it.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong here. It's just your opinion, innit?
I don't really care, man. I don't like I'm not to disregard if I deserve it or not, but I don't really care because it's not irrelevant. I feel like as time goes on, everything works out the way it's supposed to, anyways.
Hopefully, man.
You know what I'm trying to say? Because I even the way I feel now, like the way I feel at the moment, it's like I was never meant to have certain people in my life, anyways. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's crazy.
So
that's a powerful thought, man. Jeez.
Yeah, but what about you?
It's crazy. In terms of,
have you been in a position where like you just just, I don't know, you just burnt a couple bridges or...
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, yeah, 100%. You have to in this life, man. The thing is, unfortunately, life teaches you that not everyone is as genuine as you may seem to be. I mean, I'm not perfect in it. I have my times where I've been horrible to people, but for the most part, sometimes when you're being genuine, you're not gonna get that back all the time.
Yeah, but then that's the question. So is the person not being genuine, or you being a wrong judge of character?
Both, because I think sometimes we can be naive to certain situations. Your intuition is telling you red alert, red alert, red alert. Oh, but this person's paying though. But this person's this and that. You make excuses, or you allow the person to kind of just like it's like it's like someone running you over and then reversing back to the double back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're just there lying on the
finish
floor.
you off.
Yeah, literally. It's like, what's going on here over here, man? It's like, but as I said, as you get older, hopefully things should be a lot simpler, and time should be your most important commodity.
Yeah.
Like, and for me, I think you have to be a lot more cutthroat. You have, in terms of your time, like, especially with us, I don't think you have any kids in the way. Not that disclosed, but I don't have any kids at the moment. So for me, like these are our selfish years. You don't owe nobody nothing apart from the person who brought you here, which is your mother. I mean, or your parents. And even to a certain extent, like, yes, they brought you life, but at the same time, it's down to you now to kind of like do what you need to do to make yourself happy, to benefit off your work ethic and things you want to put out there. Because when I think back in the day, I always asked this to a couple of brethren of mine, like what age was your mum when she had you? What age was your mum when she had you?
Oh,
I'm almost 26. I'm 30. I don't have no kids. That's a crazy thing when I think about it. Me at 26 and having a child.
Yeah, my mum was like 22.
Oh wow, so your mum was proper young.
Yeah, but I don't think that's proper young. Like, I'm seeing girls having kids at like 17, 18 now.
No, I'm when I say proper young, I'm not saying in context of now. I'm talking about us. Like, I always think of in the context of myself. Like, me at 22, I'm young.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you see yourself at 22, like how you view yourself.
Do you feel like this is a serious question? Yeah.
Go on.
Do you feel like you not having kids yet at your age? Yeah. Do you feel like are you under pressure to like be like, I need to have kids because like I've got this kind of like time scale against me sort of thing?
Not really, because if I was a woman, it would be entirely different. Not to be sexist here, but it just is what it is. In terms of biology, like, I don't have a time clock on me.
No, so I get that. I think women definitely got more of a time clock, but I think even us as man, like,
we do, yeah.
We do have a time clock.
We do kind of, it's true.
We do kind of have a time, and especially also like, we're not gonna like, bro, imagine having kids at like 40 something, yeah. And then by the time your kid's like 18, you're like coming up to 60, like, it's mad. Yeah,
it's a crazy thing, because I think this is a deep thing now, because like I had like I don't even know why I'm laughing about it. It's not really even a laughing matter, but I kind of had like a mini breakdown before I turned 30, bro. Like, I have these bouts with like feeling a bit low. I feel like myself. I feel like there's times where I'm fighting against myself, innit? So like, this thing it's been hanging over my head a bit, like me turning 30. It's like, fuck, like, no kids, not in a stable relationship kind of thing. Like, I mean, you sometimes think, raw, like, when I was younger, I thought that, yeah, car by this age, house by this age, all these type of things, innit? But when life lifes, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, it's a heavy load, man. And like, I had to get away, because I went to Manchester for my birthday and like I went with like one of my best friends.
Yeah. And
we were able to connect and like just kind of get a load off my chest, innit? And you just realize, innit, like things could be, obviously it's not a nice thing. I don't know, it's a weird thing, like when people say this, like, life can be worse, like it's a shit kind of mentality. It's true, but it's a shit mentality. It's like a defeatist mentality.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think
a bit like,
I think it's got something to do with gratitude, man.
In that regard, yeah. And as well, we as human beings, we don't acknowledge things we've achieved in life properly. Like, we don't look at these things that have come these things that are obstacles in someone else's life, but we just not even walk all over it, but we overcome it. Like, you have to kind of realize that, right, I overcame that. Like, oh, you're stronger than you are. Like you're a good person, you know. Like, these things take time, and you don't want to just rush into a situation just to say that I've got a kid, but
Yeah.
the baby mama of a child is a baby mama. She's not your wife to be or something like that. You know what I mean? All these type of things.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I think sometimes, like, that's a good sign, like not having a kid yet or not being in a relationship. I think that's a good sign, because because then when you start looking around other people that's in a relationship that's got kids, and you're seeing the stresses they're having, like having a kid with the wrong person, just like
100%.
I've seen that so many times. So sometimes like, you know what, it's a blessing not to have that yet. And I think sometimes that's a sign of like you're in a different league, because you're looking for something more than just to have that. You want something more. So it's a bit more difficult to find. It's a longer journey. So, and
for me, not only with myself, I think, if I'm honest, not to be cocky, but it's a thing where if I wanted to be in a relationship, I would be in one. Like, it's not difficult. I think we all have options, isn't it? Like, I could easily be in a relationship, but for me, I'm picky. Like, I wouldn't say I'm superficial, but okay, we all like an attractive woman, and what you find attractive is obviously subjective. But for me, there's many things that come into play. Like, put the physical aspect aside. Like, are you a good person? Do you have a good heart? Are you selfish? Can I rely on you? Would I want you being the mother of my child? Like, this is going to sound harsh, but can I tolerate you? Because when I say tolerate, it's a thing where I'm not saying like, oh, I'm this big guy or whatever, but in terms of, I can't remember where I heard this from, but it's literally the truth. Like, when you're with someone, innit, the person that you said, the person is not going to be perfect, innit? I'm not perfect. We're not perfect as human beings. But at the end of the day, the person you choose to be with has to be of a certain level for you to want to tolerate their mistakes. Or want to tolerate their bad habits. Do you know what I mean? It's vice versa. It's vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got to like you enough to tolerate the bad side of you, the negative aspects, because something's got to be worth. It's got to be worth it. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? So
it's about choosing pros and cons of that person.
Yeah, do the pros and
then like you said, it's vice versa.
What am I willing to work with?
Yeah, it's like you're coming with pros and cons as well.
100%.
You know what I'm trying to say? So
100%. Like, I think with women, it's a lot more harder than men. With men, I can't lie, we move by sight. Women move by, and that's why for me, women are the more mindful species in terms of who they choose, because who they choose literally impacts everything. They're gonna be carrying your seed. We're like the donors, and they carry what we give them. Do you know what I mean? Literally. So it's like women have to be a lot more careful than us. Men, we will allow a lot of things to slide because a girl's just pretty.
Because how they look.
Yeah, how they look. And you see a lot of guys rolling with gold diggers, like, and because women are smart. Women are smarter than men. Don't get twisted.
But that comes back to ego. Yeah, because women would like kind of capitalize on that. They would use that against
some women anyway.
Yeah, some women. Not saying all of them. But that's the thing. Yeah, the point I was gonna make. Yeah, is that actually I forgot what the point was. I literally just
damn. But the question you asked me initially, what did you ask me? You asked me about like you asked me.
It started with burning bridges.
No, you asked me something else. You asked me about damn, I forgot myself.
We both forgot.
Oh man, that's annoying. You asked me about
You know what? This is what I was gonna ask you, and it's a personal question. Like, have you been in love before?
Yeah.
How many times?
Once. Properly once. Not even properly. Not even why did I say properly? Once.
Properly.
Yeah, once.
Yeah. How did you get through the breakup, and what was that like?
How did I get through the breakup?
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
No, it's cool. I've spoken it a couple times. How did I get through it? Man, how did I get through it, man? I think time, innit? That's what you can add. Time is the best healer. But you know it is. This is a mature thing that I'm gonna say. And it can be taken either which way. I don't know. But I think if you've been in love before, you kind of get it. But I think if you truly love someone, I don't think it ever really goes away. Yeah, I think you can. You may not be in love with the person, but I always have love for you. Yeah.
Is that Is that more of an kind of like appreciation level, or?
Could be appreciation. It could be just hindsight. Like, like you gave me some good times.
Like the way that sounded. It's the way that sounded. You gave me some good.
Not like that.
I just said you gave me some good times, you know.
Nah, when I mean that, I mean like
you gave me some good times, you know.
I meant like in terms of like the happiest times I've ever had in my life, innit? Like
the happiest times.
Yeah, like
you're digging a bigger grave,
like,
bro.
like if I'm honest, innit? Like say the best gifts, not even the best gift I've received was whilst I was in a relationship, and not even about the physical aspect in it of the gift, but just the thoughtfulness of like of like where I was at that time and what I needed, and I don't know, it's just to have someone that, it's a powerful thing to like. I think it's a weird thing, but I think I work better when I'm in a good relationship. And when I say work better, I mean like me as a human being. I feel like I'm a lot more. I think I push myself a lot more. I have more energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you got all the load on yourself, you haven't got that. Cause it's one thing to have, like, obviously we all have boys, isn't it? We all have friends. Even with female friends, platonic relationships. When you have someone you're intimate with, and then you're my best friend, I find you attractive. I can literally I can be 100% of myself towards you and not feel a type of way. You got my back. I mean, all these type of things and all these positive aspects in it. Like, I think it's a thing where like you want to strive not only for yourself but someone else. It's a weird thing because it's like, obviously you have loved ones in it, and obviously you want to strive for them as well. You don't just live for. I like to think we not just live for ourselves. But I think it's a different thing when you've got like a girl, or a girl's got a man who you're riding for. Like, it's like you have it's a different type of push. And I, for me personally, I think women, obviously this is me speaking from a man as well, but I think women impact the lives of men more than men impact the lives of women. I've seen women pattern up men differently. Like, a guy starts off with a girl, like immature, like the jokey character, all of a sudden 2 years time, like they've got kids, the mortgage paid, he's just more mature, got a certain job, like he's just focused, like, do you know what I mean? It's
kind of like
I don't see
the man will become more responsible.
Yeah, like, and it's just like I've seen it way too many times where like when a guy's got the good girl, that just pushes him and just sent. Because I think sometimes a lot of times, man, men we need women in it. That's just facts. We need women in it. Like, women need us as well. But in terms of a man's perspective, we need women in it, and just like that drive we get from being with the right one is different. It's different. Like, because I think I was gonna say this. Like, I think men in general, we waste a lot of times trying to court women, wasting time and money. This is I'm saying this to myself as well. Like, wasting time and money on the wrong women. Of course, courting women, taking girls out for a date, that's just part of life, isn't it? Growing up, teenager, you find a girl attractive, you get the courage to ask her out. That's how it starts off. But in terms of the wrong women, like just wasting time and money, like doing the same thing over and over again, you gotta be like, what am I doing wrong here? Like, you have to look for certain characteristics that align with yourself. And we said before, be more cutthroat with your time, be more kind of like boundaries. Because even probably on the first date, within the first 10 minutes or not, you know if you like the person or not.
Yeah. Straight
like, can I like the way you hold a fork just pisses me off.
I went on a date.
Do you know what I mean? Just small things like that. Like.
I went on a date like 3 months ago or something like that. Yeah, I went on a date. I wasn't ready to be dating at that time anyways, but I went on a date and I wasn't really feeling it anyways. Like, she looks good and stuff, but like just mentally, just like the conversation was not really like there. just felt like she was kind of immature and stuff, and I just said, you know what, I'm not really feeling this, and I just left.
Wow, you're right, you said it like that.
Yeah, I just said it. But you know what? Yeah, I think in the past I wouldn't have done that, and it comes with age, and
you get older.
Just being like just honest and just. So I just said it like that, and then And I think she hit me up like a week or 2 weeks later. She's like, "Did you really mean what you said?" And
Rah, she came back for more.
Yeah,
Damn,
and I was
man.
just like,
This is what I'm talking about. Ran over in figuratively.
yeah.
She's landed on the floor.
But
To reverse.
then it just faded out anyways.
Are you demanding?
Am I demanding? No, I didn't. Do you know what? Honestly, like,
What's your
top
top 3 things you need from a woman then?
my top 3 things?
Yeah, top 3.
Someone that's understanding. And what I mean by that is that someone that can actually look at things from different angles, not just like
Someone
her own perspective.
Someone that understands you need 2 hours just to be by yourself.
Yeah, no, obviously that might include that as well. You know what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say? Because someone that's understanding, someone that's good at communicating and being transparent. And this is gonna sound super weird, but because I'm a really honest person, especially if I'm in a relationship, someone that can appreciate honesty. Because what I've tend to learn, what I've learned through my past relationships, is that not every single female, they will tell you they want honesty, but not every single one of them will appreciate it, or they'll turn your honesty into like a weapon against you, kind of thing, or whatever. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna think what they want to think, anyways. So yeah. So what's your top 3? What's your top 3 that you need? And then after that, we're gonna see if you want to promote anything and check out with the last question.
Top 3. Top 3 I need. I need someone that is needs and wants. Okay.
See, I done the the reverse card. You get me?
Someone that's thoughtful, man. I think that's very important. Like, can I put is like thoughtful and selfless same thing? That is, isn't it? Or is that?
If it's the same for you, then I'll take that. But for me, I think it's 2 different things.
Thoughtful, selfless. Okay, I'll put thoughtful then. I'll put thoughtful. Someone that is thoughtful. This is deep, man. Someone that's thoughtful, someone that is positive. Someone that's positive. Because sometimes I think I get too much into my own head, innit? So I think it's good to bounce off someone who can have that ability to kind of like, not that you're my shrink or nothing, but someone that can like make you see things from a different perspective.
Hey, energy is important, man.
Yeah,
100%. So positivity is a good one.
Thoughtful, positive, and someone who is just caring, man. I think it's important for a woman to have that nurturing aspect within her, because not only does that spill within a relationship, that also spills when you hopefully desire to have offspring and have kids, and apart from that, your own families, your parents, my parents. Do you know what I mean? Just seeing how someone moves, like I mean, for me, caring comes into the way you even speak. Are you softly spoken? I don't want no harsh woman. I mean, like, that's one of the most things I find proper unattractive. Women that are harsh with their tongue and harshly spoken. It's like, man, women want to give you a spud, like all these things. Like no,
masculine,
like just be very softly spoken. Like be woman, like. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I feel you.
Yeah, man. What was yours again? Do you remember?
Yeah. I should do. No, I should do. Yeah, no, someone that can communicate, and be transparent. Yeah, someone that's understanding. And what was my third one? I lost it.
Those are 2 good ones anyway, though.
Yeah, I'll just rewatch this and remember them after that. But yeah, cool. Anything you want to promote?
Damn, it's over already.
Yeah,
that was good, man. Has it been an hour?
Yeah, nearly. Like,
is it?
Yeah,
okay, that's mad. Well, my video on top, that's out now. Anthony Ariri on top. Check that out on YouTube.
We'll add the links in the description as well.
Yeah, appreciate that. I'm just working on finishing off this project, man. And I really want to just kind of put myself out there and stuff like that, and then I can focus on other things. I think I've poured a lot into music because I had a plan, isn't it, to kind of like, and I'm even giving this out there. I had like a plan to kind of push things out and work on my music like for a certain amount of time, now that I'm 30, I think I just want to just kind of put my energies in other creative avenues. And obviously I'll still do music, but just put it in the back burner for a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah, On Top is out right now. Anthony and working on, finish off the project, Introvert, Extrovert. And then, yeah, man, we'll see where we land on that, man. But it's been a pleasure as always, man. Good conversation.
And the question we like to ask every single person that comes on the show is, I was going to do that funny one, are you a bowcat by now? I'm not going to ask you that.
You can't do that. That's from Gasworks. You got copyright, bro.
Nah, you know what? We got a copyright for that. We're putting a patent for it. But yeah, so yeah, if
have you actually asked that?
Huh?
Have you actually asked that?
Yeah, once.
Yeah, that's copyright.
Once. So we'll get our hand on the show as well. So yeah, if you could, if the whole world was listening to you and you could tell them one thing, what would you tell them?
If the whole world was listening to me, this is so cliche, whatever, but okay, there's two ways you can look at it, either from your younger self or your older self. From the younger self, be the person your younger self would have needed. And also, do things that you'll be proud to look on from the grave.
That was so deep.
So yeah, so those two, innit? Well, obviously, we live life,
be the
innit?
version that your younger self needed.
Yeah. I saw that like on Instagram one time, like a kid looking at his older self and like all these things he needed help with. Obviously, you just kind of sometimes got to go through it to learn. And also, obviously, just the other end of it, like when you're maybe looking back on them chapters and you sometimes you repeated a couple pages, which you probably didn't need to. But we all have different learning paces, innit? But at the same time, you want to be able to think, at least I learned. At least and in the end, I learned and I overcame that, whatever it was. So, yeah, man.
That's deep, man. Thanks for coming, bro.
Love, appreciation all the time. Peace.